What's up everybody, it's Robin Gaming here. It's almost a year ago when Uncharted 4 A Thief's End released, and fortunately, after years of anticipation, Nathan Drake's final chapter was one to remember. In this video I'll share with you my top 10 personal favorite moments of the game that made it the masterpiece that it is. And trust me, with all the amazing sequences in the game, it was a very hard task forming that list. With that being said, I hope you enjoy the countdown. The prison chapter was an awesome introduction, showing you the backstory taking place before Drake's other adventures. Knowing that Sam was not a part of those, it was obvious the moment had to come where we found out why. But even when that inevitable event occurred, the impact wasn't any less shocking.
Sam! I'll pull you up! I got you! Come on! Sam, no. No, you hold on! Hold on! Sam! Give me your other arm! Come on, reach! No! Sam!
Being able to actually explore the lost city of Libertalia felt like such a breath of fresh air compared to the previous games that pretty much forced you not to spend too much time in their special environments. So much so that at a certain point it felt you were almost given too much time, meaning something big was bound to happen. And of course, when that was ultimately the case, there was no stopping to it either. From a massive set piece with a collapsing tower to an encounter with Nadine, things were about to take off.
Still time.
Trust a Drake. I'm not falling for that again.
Hey, just let's talk.
I don't know what was cooler, the sword fight itself or the fact I predicted it all along. When Nadine abandoned Rafe and Drake, leaving them with the choice to either get out together or fight till death, well, let's just say Rafe's choice was easily made. What followed was an amazing sword fight that had you feeling Drake's frustration and anger while trying to save your brother and make it out alive.
I don't know what to give up. That's good. Don't hand it to me. I've had everything handed to me on a goddamn silver platter. I earned this. All of it.
You want the treasure, Rafe? It's all yours.
As far as set pieces go, the Madagascar car chase was easily the most over-the-top action sequence in the game. Now the impact was sadly somewhat lesser, due to the fact we had already seen it in the trailers, but that didn't take away from this being Drake at his absolute best during the game. He was finally back in that adventure, until he wasn't anymore. With Elena waiting at the apartment, Drake found himself with his biggest dilemma yet, that led to the very sad consequence of Elena and Sully leaving the scene, making everyone wonder if these relationships could possibly be fixed again.
The look on your face when you walked into this room. If you're done lying to me, then you should stop lying to yourself. I got a plane to catch. You do what you have to do.
The story of Henry Avery and the other pirate captains becomes more and more interesting as you get deeper into the game, but the biggest moment of intrigue is easily the one in Thomas II's house, where you find all remaining pirate captains dead, poisoned by their two leaders. Not only is this a great moment in that you find out what happened to them, it also shows Drake's passion for this history, while Elena faces an inner struggle, clearly seeing this is what Drake is meant to do.
And just like that, all the treasure of Libertalia becomes the sole possession of two men. These are some of history's greatest pirates. And they all perished in an instant at this very table.
It's incredible.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
With the original reveal trailer obviously teasing a Sam with bad intentions, I think we were all expecting for some sort of twist to happen. But the way it was executed, the twist we did ultimately get was completely different than I expected. This truly was a moment I didn't see coming that made me unsure how to feel. On top of that, it comes to a crazy climax that left me speechless.
There was no breakout. I bribed the prison warden, and your brother, he just waltzed right out the front gate. He spent the last 2 years tracking down a second St. Dismas cross. You know what? He did it all with me.
Oh.
Oh, yeah?
No, that's bullshit.
Oh. Sam, care to refute?
Nate.
Oh, Sam. Jesus, no.
Listen, Avery's treasure was ours. It was always ours.
I left my life for you.
Who could have possibly seen this coming? My mind was blown when I realized I had to keep the insane event of Drake playing Crash Bandicoot secret for another 10 days. Coming downstairs to find Elena, with Drake challenging her to beat the high score in a game that involves running and jumping, it almost seemed too good to be true. But when you see that PS1, you hear that classic startup sound, you know this is Naughty Dog, reminding you of their heritage.
Why is he stealing all this fruit? Foxes do not need fruit.
He's not stealing, he's collecting.
Well, it's not his, and that's called stealing.
Yeah, well, you would know.
What's that?
Nothing.
Talking smack again.
Stay focused. That was not too bad.
What? Is that it?
My number 3 goes to a scene that is completely non-playable, but that just evoked so many emotions, was so masterfully executed that I had to rank it this high. Finally escaping from prison, away from Sam who had been shot, Drake falls into the ocean, and that's where the opening title begins. It's an ode to the entire series, reminding you of the journey you've been through for almost a decade, and ultimately making you realize it's now coming to a close. The reason why I love this moment so much is that it was purely made for the fans. It felt so good that for the first time, an Uncharted game didn't treat itself like a standalone experience accessible for anyone. This was a journey that was 100 times better knowing what these characters have been through. Looking at your old artifacts, all the objects you collected over time, while showing Drake struggling to accept his new life, playing around in his attic, was an amazing scene.
Yeah. Here they come. Take cover. I'm surrounded. Bullseye. All right. Take that. Back in business. And that. Eat plastic. Yeah, bring it. Gotcha. Like a pro. So long.
But in the end, Uncharted 4 was the end of Nate's journey, the ending of 10 years of emotions. That means it needed closure, and I could not have imagined a more perfect way to do it. Taking place years later, playing as Cassie Drake, revealed to be Drake and Elena's daughter, you see the world through her eyes. Finding out Sam and Sully are okay, off on their own adventures, while Drake and Elena manage to make their life work. It's the most fitting finale that surprised, excited me, yet at the same time made me very sad. One last time.
For me, it started when this guy called me up with a scoop on a massive historical find. It sounded like a complete fraud.
Yeah, handsome fraud.
No, I hadn't even met him yet.
She knew. She knew.
So this fraud says, if you fund the trip, then I'll give you the coffin of Sir Francis Drake.
And for the record, I totally delivered.
Yeah, you delivered us into the hands of Indonesian pirates.
No, come on, you know I had nothing to do with that.
Okay, guys, time out. You're saying that you were attacked by pirates after you found the coffin of Sir Francis Drake. Is that right?
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much
right.
it. Yeah.
Bullshit.
Language.
Crap.
Better.
All right, so keep going.
You know what? The sun is up, boat's ready, wind is just right. You want to continue the story? I say we do it on the water. Come on.
Well, wait, what'd Francis Drake look like? Was it gross?
Actually, he wasn't in there. Yeah, just his journal with a map to El Dorado.
The City of Gold?
That's the legend. Turns out it was just a statue, a cursed statue.
No way, seriously?
Yeah, seriously. But I'll get back to that later. But see, the map led us to the
Thanks a lot everybody for watching my top 10 Uncharted 4 moments that made the game a masterpiece. I hope you really enjoyed it. Next week I will finally be doing a much requested first part of my top 25 games of all time. So that's gonna be really awesome. And of course you can get early access to that by becoming a Patreon supporter like the over 80 people right next to me that are right now helping support me on Patreon and that make these videos possible. So if you would already like access to that very first part of my top 25 games of all time, please go have a look at patreon.com/robingaming. Help me out, support me, because I really appreciate it. And with that being said, I'd like to thank you a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.